whore.
Don't do this.
Clip! You fool.
Today, we're sorry that we're not sorry to be excited about the winner of Big Brother Season 27. It's finale recap episode, baby! Hey, Saddies, I'm Monique.
And I'm honestly a little tired. we were up, actually not late, but we decided to get up early to do this one right after the Big Brother finale.
We are so excited.
What did you think? What are your thoughts?
Oh, let's get into it. That's what this is about. My thoughts are that the world is healing. We have a winner that played a slightly more honest game than the other, played with a bit more empathy, and that's what America needs.
I do feel bad for Morgan.
Oh, yeah. But she was in the final two, so it's whatever. Can't cry over that.
I mean, final three.
She wasn't in the final two.
Oh, wasn't in the final. Got it. Sorry.
So, I mean, if she sat in that seat and lost, that would have sucked. But she didn't, so.
Yeah, hey, it's a great exercise in the art of storytelling and why it is so important to be able to have a cohesive narrative behind what you're doing. I thought it was a stunning juxtaposition between how well Ashley was able to sell her game and her story. There is a part of me that's open to the possibility that, sure, maybe she was just framing things that happened as though it was her plan the whole time. But you know what? That's part of the skill. That's part of the job. And just the juxtaposition of her telling that story so clearly and so cohesively compared to Vinny, literally, or Vince, or whatever he chooses to go by.
I'm like, what were you doing in the house the whole time? How could you not convince them that you should be a clear winner?
Yeah, also just
contradicted himself.
Talk about comps, talk about something. But the fact that he was basically given two questions twice each. One was, hey, did you manipulate us? And two, what part of this game was yours? And he really could not give a satisfying answer to either. He kind of landed the plane at the end. But holy cow.
With his final speech. Well, okay, so how did we get here? How was Morgan not in the final two seats, sadly? So first, there was that initial HOH game that seemed to be all core, all arm strength. Morgan obviously won that one, which allowed her to automatically go to the third HOH game against the winner of the next one. So Morgan was the only one that seemed to not complain about dizziness. She held strong up there, so she automatically advanced.
Also, Vinny crawling away after the first competition from the... I know he's talking about I have motion sickness and yada, yada, yada. The problem for me was just that he seems to have every type of sickness. He's just... His back's bad, his legs are bad. I get it. I'm essentially his age. Don't get me wrong. I'm falling apart too, pal. I get it. But
I think Morgan's close to his age too, though.
I'm sure. But I mean... these are, I don't know how to say this in a non-somewhat body-shaming way, but one of them takes much better care of themselves than the other.
Yep, I agree. I mean, Vinny's probably very close to how I would be in that house because I too don't exercise. But
yeah, Vinny seems to have the exercise routine of my retired parents.
He skateboards and plays ping pong.
He does?
Yeah.
Still?
That's what he said.
I mean, even that seems like more than he's getting.
So after the first HOH game, we then go to the jury where Cody Calafiori's interviewing them, trying to understand how they're feeling about players. Lauren, this was the most I heard from her, I feel like all season, and I agreed with a lot of the things she said, but she said that mainly she was looking for accountability in the player that she votes for.
Whoops.
And I think that's the crux of what most people... when people say that jury management is a thing, I think that juries can not resent you for your decisions as long as you take accountability for them.
Or even just, accountability aside, I feel like even if he was just yeah, I did it.
That's accountability to me.
Yeah, I did it. Who cares?
And flip the bird,
what are you going to do about it?
That's kind of what Jack did, and
I guess it's not a visual medium. You can't hear me flipping the bird as I say, yeah, I did it in my new Vinny voice. But I really did think that they were... I was certain that they were going to pick Vinny I mean, at least I think at that point we knew that it was Ashley v. Vinny for the end. And I was certain they were going to. I really think it's once they found out that Ashley got the clutch HOH win at the end.
Yeah. I think if it was, well, I don't know. They always do try to, like, production tries to steer you in a direction. For some reason, this is like the only episode where production tries to trick you in Big Brother, where they let the jury sort of say one thing and then they do something else because they don't want you to know. But
valid.
So yeah, when Cody asked who thinks Vince played a good game, everyone but Will and Kelly raised their hand. But then the people that did raise their hand and say he played a good game still were bashing him, essentially.
Yeah.
Saying he played, he lied unnecessarily. That's what Ava said. And Will said he played with a level of messiness that he didn't agree with. But Rachel stopped kind of like the people in their tracks. Like Kelly was like, he's either lying or crying. And Rachel said she's not going to let the jury be bitter this season on a season she's on. So that made us think, okay, she might convince them that.
And I still think they weren't bitter. I don't think they were bitter. I really think, people like to be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
I think believe it or not, we see it in like sensational cases a lot of the time. If you know anything about, sorry not to get onto a tangent with this, but like, if you know a lot about like Jose Baez, who is Casey Anthony's lawyer, he was also Aaron Hernandez's lawyer. But like when he won the Casey Anthony trial and he got Aaron Hernandez acquitted of one pair of murders, even though he was already in jail for another one. The thing that he leans on is he kind of convinces the jury in these cases, like, hey, you're smart. Like, just these preconceived notions about what happened are not always the truth. Here's an alternative story, right? And I really feel like, I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Ashley walked in, and I really am convinced that Vinny was going to win. Like that, and I think the jury was going to vote for him. And then when they got the double whammy of Ashley won the clutch HOH and those
Vinny instead of Morgan
and those speeches that she gave, where suddenly, like Ashley, I really think she flipped their entire except for Will. I think she flipped everyone's understanding of her in that like 10-minute block.
Agreed. But we're not there yet.
Sorry.
So in the second HOH game, also when they went to the jury questions, I feel like, to your point about Ashley's speeches being good, remember that Will outed Ashley as a lawyer?
And everyone still was like, wow, she's a lawyer.
Because she was able to pull it into her final speech really well. But yeah, it was crazy that he outed her. And Kelly said she dumbed herself down, which I think did make her social game stronger because a lot of people didn't see her as a threat. But anyway, so the second...
as an audience member, didn't really see her as a threat. So I think she really sold it. Also, I really appreciate everyone really seemed to still participate in the reveal, even though they all knew. And she was like, actually, I've been a lawyer this whole time.
So in the second HOH game, it was Vinny versus Ashley to play against Morgan in the end. And essentially it was who they had to put together a puzzle, and then they were like, who in this puzzle, what order did the people go home in this puzzle? And Vinny read it wrong, freaked out, kept yelling and crying. And Ashley also read it incorrectly. But then instead of freaking out and crying, she read the card a second time and then was able to figure out.
Just read the card again.
So he threw a tantrum after he lost, cried behind the puzzle. Morgan had to come comfort him. He pushed her away. It was just so absurd.
It was a way, in my opinion, overreaction. I understand the pressure. I get it. But like... no one else was doing that. Like Morgan didn't do that when she lost the final. Like what are we doing here, man?
It was just an absurd thing. It made me feel bad for him. He has a lot of negative self-talk.
Yeah. He need like, for example, he, instead of saying, like, when he's, bugging out, I think this was after they had left the main room of the challenge. And he's sitting there, he's like, I lost because I can't read directions or can't follow directions. I forget exactly how I said it, but the can't was the operative word instead of didn't.
Perpetually. Yeah. He's like perpetually just negative against himself.
But he'll frame things like that are one-time lapses in judgment as I can't.
Yeah.
Instead of I didn't. But then when we look at actual recurring patterns in his behavior,
Oh, no.
he'll those will be like, oh, I didn't instead of I can't.
Ugh.
Right? So he'll frame these minor slip-ups, I mean, relatively speaking, as, oh, I'm unable to do that. Meanwhile, this recurring pattern of betraying your allies, et cetera, and the crying and all that stuff is just nothing. It's not even an issue.
Yeah, I've heard that Big Brother provides the contestants with the therapist for up to a year after they are on the show. I definitely think he should take advantage of it. He should get a gratitude journal and really just find himself and understand his strengths and be a little bit more confident.
Yeah. And what's crazy is I know, I feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad. You know what I mean? He's going to get a lot of hate. He's not ready for
we did. Sorry. Last week I was honing in on everything wrong with him. But, I think he deserves it. He cheated on his girlfriend for 7 years.
It's not ill-deserved, but what I think is so interesting about
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we can feel bad, but I also, if you said I don't feel bad, I think that would also be perfectly justified. But I really think these are things that, it probably wouldn't. I mean, I'm not an expert, but he seems like someone who just needs some tools to be better.
Yeah.
And he's not a narcissist sociopath who has to
I don't think so either.
Who has to do this entire
not like we could.
Not like we could diagnose him. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. Seems like.
I wish he took more advantage of the friendship he could have with Keanu, because Keanu has such a strong mind and a strong will and is so confident in himself, and you can tell he meditates. You can tell that he really knows how to navigate life and all of the chaos. And also Morgan, two of the people that were closest to him, they're very just strong-minded.
Yeah.
And he really didn't take advantage of the time in there with them to learn the tools that they've most likely grown in their lives. Instead, he was just being unloyal.
Do some back squats, bro. Just get in touch. I really think, and this is a reach, but when I think about, I think it does come into sharp relief when I think about how Keanu behaves versus how he behaves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Even when they're at this high emotional state, you think about anytime Keanu's kind of been over the top, what do you get? You get, I believe you have a prompt, which also legendary.
I'm going to pick you off one by one.
Yeah, I'm going to pick you off one by one. Yada, yada, yada. I think there's I'm sure a lot of us have had, not to that situation, or not overreacting to that situation the way Winnie, oh my God, Vinny did. But I really think there's a not being in touch with your body thing that kind of Vinny is dealing with.
Oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, especially with all of the pains and ailments that he has.
That's what I mean. And people I'm, again, not an expert, not a therapist, but you think people talk about somatic therapy and stuff like that, where it's literally dealing with something goes wrong and you have these physical symptoms that you literally can't take yourself out of in terms of how you feel. I really wonder if that's kind of part of what Vinny's going through. That might explain some of the crying too, where it's he has this physical, it's how does he handle his body's reaction to stress.
So we've turned into true crime with your comparison to Casey Anthony and Aaron Hernandez's lawyer to Ashley. And now, what is this?
I don't know.
Wellness.
Fake therapy corner.
We're here for you, Vinny. Not really. We're not.
I'll tell you what, if your mental health is declining, two best resources available to you, this podcast and using ChatGPT as a therapist. What could go wrong?
Yes.
It's going to work out great. Don't even worry about it.
Touche. All right, so Vinny straight up loses that, cries, and in all the absurdity of him crying behind his puzzle pieces, they then decide we're going to also uncover the mastermind during this time.
Oh my God, the peak of Mount Who Gives a Shit.
So the mastermind was revealed to be none other than Dr. Will, which was so apropos because we started watching season 2 of Big Brother the same day.
Didn't I call it?
Yeah, you did, actually. I really thought it was going to be that intern from Big Brother Unlocked, the show that you don't watch.
Yeah,
but
I don't watch that.
Jerry O'Connell made a joke that it was the intern, that stands next to the camera. I really wanted it to be him. That would have been so funny.
Also, the double twist was such ass for that. That was...
we might as well skip to it.
Yeah, if it wasn't janky, I don't want it.
Yeah, so we can skip to it. It was that was just a red herring.
Yeah,
Dr.
we did not need a double fake out for what honestly a reveal that I'm pretty sure we all expected to be disappointed by anyway. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, it turned out there were 3 masterminds. Was Dr. Will still one? Okay, so Dr. Will was
in
complete
fake
red
jail still, as a fake patsy for this fake.
Yeah, and
twist.
throughout the whole season, apparently there were different masks and like clues to who was in that one mask based on what they were wearing.
Did you see any conspiracy theories about this at any point?
On
like
the
social
Reddit
media?
thread? No, because I don't think most of us cared.
Yeah, isn't that a sign, Big Brother? Like, skip it.
We
why
were kind of
don't you?
confused. Like after Amy left, the mastermind just like there was no plot around him for quite a while, and then out of nowhere he came back and was the demise of Rachel and Keanu, which sucked. It's like he doesn't even go here. Why did he?
It's so stupid.
But then when you learned it's because there was like 3 bitter people from being removed from the game because of twists. So it was
Better be a
Mr.
spinoff.
Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic, Jesse, and then Frankie Grandi and Eric from season 8.
Yeah.
They were all apparently they were out from the game because of twists. But like Frankie Grandi's was his own decision. He's the reason that they pulled the lover first. But anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, the mastermind and all the absurdity of Vince crying was revealed, but it was a fake reveal. So I don't know. Was it camp? I don't know how to explain what they're doing.
There was one good clue, which was the table legs.
That was good.
In his little sanctum. That was clever. And then the only other good part about the twist, honestly, Frankie Grande's new hairstyle. Like that was,
Oh yeah, you want that?
I literally was like, put
You are
that
getting a
on my
haircut
head
tonight.
I can't.
Just bring
pull
that
off.
picture.
I can't. I don't have the shape of face or body for that.
All right, so after the mastermind was revealed fakely, they have the last HOH comp, which always comes down to like what you remember in the game, which I thought Morgan was going to crush because every single time I turn on the live feed, she's going through, this is what happened on this day, and like this is who was out on this day, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like Ashley's unsure with every answer, but she somehow got every single answer right, beat Morgan 4-1. So she won the 3rd HOH, which
Also, speaking just things not being the same but rhyming a little bit. Vinny choked because he just didn't follow the card or whatever, and he realized it, and it was crushing at the last moment, or right after the competition. Morgan knew she choked. Like she like you could see her at the end wanting to flip her card and just essentially knowing that she was wrong, and she just like you could see the $750,000 leaving her eyes.
Yeah, she said like the pressure got to her and she just like wasn't thinking. It's interesting. I think all 3 of those comps were made for like a Vinny Morgan win. To like one of them should have taken over that final HOH, but it was Ashley.
Surprise.
And,
Well, I mean, obviously the one was made for Vin because he was crushing it.
Yeah.
The Billboard one. He was
so
dominating that.
one.
And then
Just didn't read.
also my soul did kind of leave my body when he hit the buzzer for the first time on that competition.
It was so good.
And it was all of them were wrong.
I know. We were just laughing.
He was so confident, and I screamed before we figured out that it was just yes, it was a misread, but holy hell.
They were all wrong, which is crazy. So Ashley won the 3rd and final HOH, which meant she won 2 out of 3 comps, which gave Ashley the final HOH, the only competition that she won. Oh, wait, aside from the veto, she took herself off in the first week with veto.
So she
on
had
Vinny's
one veto and this.
Because she honestly was going to go home in week 1 if she didn't win that veto.
That's crazy.
And it was on Vinny's HOH. And then she won. Anyway, we're skipping
Great,
that.
yeah. I mean, the chronology doesn't matter. Everyone if you haven't seen the episode, what are you doing? Turn this off so we can bounce around. The chronology is not what's important.
So early, I'm like in my
we can never do the
just
podcast
organized
at
this
6
early.
a.m. again.
So yeah, Ashley won the final HOH, decides, even though Morgan is essentially the reason she's still in the game, because let's think about it. If Vinny didn't listen to Morgan, he would have kept Lauren in the game when Morgan won her HOH, so Ashley might have gone home. I don't know. I think there's like so many opportunities that Ashley would have went home without Morgan, but then she still sent Morgan home because she knew she wasn't going to win against her. And I think it was a very, very smart decision.
Yeah.
She didn't do the Mackenzie of last season where Mackenzie took Chelsea because of her loyalty. I think sometimes, like in this game, you really shouldn't be loyal, especially if it's someone you can't win against.
Yeah, I mean, that's this is where, and again, I don't think this was a bitter jury, but this is where, like, jury management is one thing. Bitter jury to me is kind of like a bullshit situation. Like, I still will never forgive the jury that chose Josh over Paul.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, that's what I would like. That type of thing drives me crazy because that is just like bitterness or whatever in a game that is about manipulation. But again, like, if you can just turn around and say, yeah, I did it,
Yeah, because I think Paul was accountable.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, within reason, yeah. Like, he was just like, yeah, I manipulated all of you. Like,
yeah. That's accountable.
But which is again why I think he should have won. But
so then we get to the jury, the final jury. They see that Morgan is the last evicted, and she gets to tell them who evicted her, and she says Ashley, and everyone was shocked. And I think you could see a lot of heads turning.
yeah,
Heads turning in that moment. Rachel screamed.
Yeah, I mean, I screamed.
Yeah, same. And then we get on to the questions. So I think that this is where Ashley took the field, essentially, is when the questions started flowing and the way that she was able to answer them.
Most productive 10 minutes in Big Brother history for a single player, in my opinion, where, again, double whammy. Just won when it really mattered, made the right choice to bring Vinny instead of Morgan, and really sold it.
And I think even her alliance members were giving her some hard questions. Like Will said that Rachel was her shield. She was part of an alliance that won a lot of competitions. How did she actually make any moves? And Ashley was able to answer that so clearly.
Yep.
She really stood on her social game. She said that after certain people, like after Will left, she brought up that after Will left, she aligned with Keanu, and she did.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't lying about anything. She had people wanting to work with her. Like she said, Lauren wanted to work with her as an extension to her friendship with Ava. She also was really well aligned with Ava because of her relationship with Will. She was obviously well aligned with Vince because of her relationship with Morgan. She played a very, very good social game that kept her safe. I feel like she shielded herself. She didn't even need like certain people as shields. She shielded herself. Even Rachel asked what strategic moves she made. And she, again, leaned on her social game. All of her questions aligned with one another, which I also think was important. Whereas I feel Vinny kind of contradicted himself throughout his answers.
Well, and again, that actually, like, to me, makes me wonder. And again, I think deserved win either way. But it's just, how do we get there? The fact that she kept, like, hammering on essentially the same point.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if she was asked, what was your strategy? Like, whatever she was asked, essentially, for at least the first three questions, she would just be like, my social game, I insulated myself based on the people I aligned with. And she just keeps hammering that point, which, again, it just makes me wonder, like, is it so much that she masterminded these moves, these decisions, or is it that, hey, this is the result we got, and you kind of work backward to sell the story?
That, yeah.
I think either way. I think either way, it's great. And I think it's very clever. And the fact that she was able to, keep hammering that point, which, again, makes the jury, I'm bringing it back to Jose Baez, makes the jury feel very, very, like, it makes them feel smart and makes them feel like, hey, wow, what a clear story and point this person's made.
I think her most powerful phrase was that she turned enemies into allies rather than allies into enemies.
I cackled. That was a great line.
And then Vinny tried to turn it back around, but he failed at doing that. He said when Morgan asked her question, what do you feel the strongest part of your game was, as to why you're sitting there? He did say he got a lot of people to trust him after he burned them, which is just not accurate.
Yeah, I don't think anyone trusted him.
Kelly was laughing because he brought up her name for some reason in the mix. Like, don't bring up Kelly. She hates you. And then he said, I turned enemies into allies, but still made them allies. I turned my allies into enemies, but still made them allies in the end. And then he said, Kiana would have taken me to the end. Kelly, I had good terms with her. She laughed.
Oh, my God.
Rachel wanted me out, yet I was in the judges. Like, those were honestly mostly Morgan's moves and Keanu not wanting to work with any of the women in the house.
Yep.
So, like, none of those were actually his own game moves.
Yeah, his best defense that he offered to this was, hey, I had a lot of HOHs, so I got a lot of blood on my hands, so I had to damage control. Like, lean on that, bro.
Yeah, his social game was good in the beginning, but then it just evolved into trash by the end.
And you can again, like, say what you want, whether it was planned or not. Ashley knew how to tell a story, which is so important, and he really, really could not. And I feel like that's something that maybe could have been forgiven, is like, hey, I got all this blood on my hands.
Exactly.
But he didn't even bring that up until the end.
Yeah, his final speech is when he finally was like, I manipulated, but he really should have had the same. Again, we are going back to like Ashley's consistent message versus Vince's was just all over the place, and you couldn't really understand what his game was and his plan was. All over
the planet.
But he had 10 years to figure this out. It's so interesting.
Yeah, you've been prepping for 10 years and you can't, like, you're not, I mean, whatever, everyone's skill set is different.
Well, it's because Morgan was I think Morgan really controlled his game. I doubt this was the game he came in to play.
Yeah. Again, we can say the argument about a million things. Oh, like, you've been applying to this, you've been trying to play this game for 10 years and you didn't get your endurance up, bro. Like,
that would be so me, though.
I mean, probably me too, but also, would either of us apply for 10 years back to back?
No.
See that? So
got other stuff to do. So in the end, because of Ashley's amazing answers and her speech, the votes came down to only Morgan voting.
Only more, which honestly surprised me. I was certain she was going to vote for Ashley. I thought Vince was going to get Keanu, but
me too. Oh, and Lauren. I thought he would at least get her, but she did say she was looking for accountability. So
yep.
So Vinny came out in his sweater and his hat, lost. Ashley looked stunning.
And it's also crazy. He could also not dress the part.
I don't understand.
I mean, I guess I don't want to be ridiculous. Like, because I feel like we've seen people dress much worse than that. Actually,
on finale night, though, I was so angry at that outfit. I'm a. What's the word?
I honestly wonder if I would be so like judgmental about it if it wasn't for the fact that Ashley came to serve a look for this. Also,
yeah. Most people do on finale night.
Yeah, in a way that also made her relate to these small choices. Relates you to the jury more because the jury is all dressed up. Ashley is all dressed up. Oh. I'm one of you, and then Vinny is in his
normal garb.
Yeah,
it's the stuff you wear every day. Well, Vinny, we can add this to what last week we did top 5 worst choices. I think we had enough for 20. So we'll just add this to the list of all the poor decisions you made. Your style.
Is it just being unprepared, or the style choice there?
No, and his unpreparedness for a finale.
Also, because I refuse to engage in this narrative you're telling yourself that you can't read directions. I'm going to say that the other big mistake was that you just didn't read directions. But don't worry, you can. You have it in you to do this. Also, reminds me, a lawyer would go back and read the directions again, wouldn't they? So the finale, we enjoyed it. I feel like we enjoyed the season. A lot of folks are angry at the winner. They're angry at how things went, but it was entertaining. It was absurd to me. Yeah, I mean, I could watch Keanu just, brute force his way through a season of this anytime. I could watch Morgan manipulate or whatever the situation was with Vinny. I don't say manipulate in an accusatory way. I say it in a masterful way.
Yeah, it's so interesting because I feel like if Morgan was in the final two, she thinks her and Vinny played a very different game. I would say they did to an extent, but a lot of the moves they made were the same. They were one and the same, but their social games were different. And I think she would have whooped his butt.
I also just think she wanted it. I know he applied for 10 years. I'm convinced Morgan wanted it more because she was studying him up all the time. And
she really wanted it. Yeah. It seemed like, I don't know. But thank you, season 27 of Big Brother US. We appreciate it. You did that.
We can finally have, I think this is the end of the multiple episode per week summer shows, right?
Yes,
we got, I guess you have Love Island games now, but I don't know if you're still watching that.
I'm watching it. So I just can't deal with Celine.
Yeah, too much so.
And also just the Love Island fans. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, that's what Big Brother was so refreshing because there weren't a bunch of children on the Reddit watching.
There are people who enjoy the same things as us. Like all the memes are aligned.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I'm definitely giving Love Island US a bit of a break.
Too much so will make your season so.
And just, I don't enjoy watching things with children. It's also like, I started watching season 2 of Wednesday, but so many children watched Wednesday last season.
Yeah.
It's like thrown me off.
That's why I can't watch SpongeBob anymore. All the kids ruined it.
Same. That's why I stopped watching too. All right, so let's just get into our special report. It's going to be one of those short episodes again.
And because, the real elephant in the room is we're recording this before Salt Lake City comes out. So we'll have a double up next week.
I mean, speaking of Salt Lake City, I did see on Reddit, this could be a part of the special report, Robert Jr.'s ex-wife's mom. Do you know he got married last
season? Is this the ending of Spaceballs?
So Mary Cosby's son, Robert Jr.,
yes,
has an ex-wife because he got married for some reason and she was living in their house.
Okay.
And his mom her mom, the ex-wife's mom, was on Reddit on a thread about whether or not
mom isn't on Reddit.
I know, it's kind of iconic. And she said that she's happy to report that they're not together anymore. She moved out of Mary's house and the ex-wife is sober, almost done with treatment, working, thriving, etc. However, they were together like a year ago.
Meanwhile, Robert Jr.'s smoking marijuana like a heathen.
I mean, she might be California sober.
Yeah, who knows? Also, whatever. Yeah, I guess if you're dealing with that type of problem, maybe weed's bad still.
So apparently, she left in July of last year, and filming was around that time too. So
okay.
All right. So for our special report, I just have like random tidbits that can lean into a special report.
Sure.
So Watch What Happens Live last week. There was an episode with Tamra and Adriana from Real Housewives of Miami.
One of my favorite, this is like your new vocal stem, is
Andrina
trying to say Andreina from Love Island instead of Adriana.
Because I still can't pronounce Andrina. How do you say it?
Andreina.
Andreina.
You got to give her that.
I always say it wrong. Andreina. Yeah, so Andy asked who they don't want to see at BravoCon, and they both said Sheena Shea.
Incredible.
Like Tamara said, apparently this rift that's happening between her and Gretchen. I don't watch OC, but like I read the news.
Whatever.
It's because of Sheena Shea getting in the mix and like making things up. And she thinks that, Sheena apparently told Tamara that her dream job is to be on Real Housewives of Orange County.
It's going to be a long road for you.
Why not tell that to Andy too? Anyway.
Oh, yeah, just first obstacle,
like,
poor. Not rich enough to be
married for now.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, if you still somewhat have to have a job, even if the job is with Bravo, you're too poor to be. Like, you have to be someone who does not need Bravo income.
You just have a side hustle that might be an MLM scheme, or you're not paid.
It doesn't mean you don't work or that you don't fake work, but it's just, but you can't need it. That's got to be your enrichment activity.
And then apparently Adriana said that Sheena messed up her, Adriana was trying to hook up with Captain Jason apparently. And
seems like everyone is.
Yeah. And Sheena got in the way of that. So BravoCon returns for a 3-day weekend starting in November. November 14th.
This is just a stinger for that.
Through 16th at Caesars Forum in Las Vegas. Can't wait for that. I love seeing there'll be Watch What Happens Live episodes, and they always have 1 million stars on them. So I'd watch. I like that they just show for that week what's happening at BravoCon. I misspoke. We were not drinking last week, but I said Love Island France is something that you should watch, and it's exquisite TV. I meant Love is Blind France. I am sorry.
Love Island France will unfortunately give you more Solène.
I don't want that. That's what I was trying to get away with. I'm like 3 episodes in, cried. You know, I was telling you about Tatiana.
Tall girl?
Yeah. I was like, once she came on screen, I was like, oh my God, Tatiana. And her love story, she's with this guy named Yannick. It is just the words that they speak to each other. I cry every time they talk. Oh, I'm going to cry right now. She's a mom and she's 39 and she like really is there for love. And I hope he doesn't mess it up. But he like initially was like falling asleep in the pods as women were talking. He was like, yeah, I'm just here to like vibe, and like he fell in love with her, and their love is so beautiful. Anyway, watch it. The reunion is October 5th, so you have time to catch up. And that's all we got.
Really, that's it. Short episode today.
Short episode. I had some music excite times because I'm really excited about Motion City Soundtrack's new album, but then I already spoken about them like 3 times during music excite.
Well, you're going to see the format. That's a big one.
Yes, I hope they can talk about it next week. But Let's format.
Hope they don't cancel it again last minute like they did last time.
It was for COVID.
Whatever the reason.
Yeah, so they have 2 nights at the Beacon Theater, so I'm going to one of those. They already did their stop in Arizona at a state fair. Then they have another one at the Hollywood Bowl in a few days, I think, as well. So that reunion is going to be epic. I heard they have new songs, like nice. 2 or 3 new songs they premiere. It's like...
Yeah, I mean, I hope. What's fun doing? Nothing. So, Nate Roos, what are you up to? Come on.
Having a wife and kids.
Well, time to go.
And Sam Means, I think,
make some bacon.
I think Sam Means runs like... I don't know if it's Hello Merch. I think it is, though.
Yeah.
But I'm super excited about that. Well, that's all we got for you, Saddies. Thanks for listening, watching.
If you like what you heard today, go follow us on whatever social media app you want at reality_emos. We're primarily on Instagram, YouTube, and I think TikTok.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's all we got. See you next time.
See ya.